would you say is like the biggest challenge you faced on your business journey?
My business was working, but not enough for me, and it led me to have some scarcity fears about like, will it last? Will I do it for a long time? Will I succeed in this? When we started to work together, I had 800 followers. I got there in 2 years, and now in 4 months, I was at like 2,800, so two 2,000 followers more.
Yeah, I love that, bro. That's super powerful. I see that all the time. Like people like either jumping from like one thing to another, or like they're just constantly doing without like reflecting, and then it's like you don't have a feedback loop. It's like you just keep going and you end up like going down the wrong way rather than like something that could have actually helped you and worked. What is
Hey,
up? What is up, my friend? How are we doing?
yeah, good,
So
good.
in this video, we are going to be breaking down Joss's transformation, coming on board with us, coming in, crushing it, having a complete shift in mindset, and just growing as a coach. And it's been awesome seeing you come through. So, Joss, welcome in. How old are you? Where are you from? And what exactly is it you do?
Yeah, hi, Luke. Thanks for having me here. So I'm 30, living in France, and I'm coach for high contractors, managers, people with responsibilities, and I help them get back some time and energy for themselves to free their mind to be able to work on their projects, personal
No,
projects.
awesome, awesome. Love this. And what would you say motivated you to hop on this call and talk about your journey?
I think it's important to see what's possible because when I started to work with you, I felt stuck on my online work, online presence, online conversion for coaching. So I really needed some help, and I think it's great to share experience to show people in the same situation what's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the state of your, I would say, yes, your business, but also like yourself before you started working with me?
Mm, so my business was working, but not enough for me, and it led me to have some scarcity fears about like, will it last? Will I do it for a long time? Like, will I succeed in this? Because I got clients from my personal surroundings, from my groups, in-person things, but I barely converted on socials or online, and that's why I needed to get more reassurance for this, working with you, putting strategy in place.
Mm, awesome. What would you say is like the biggest challenge you faced on your business journey?
I think it's yeah, personal. It's like maintaining faith and trust in process when you don't actually see like financial results. That was a very thing with me, like money mindset thing. Like when you don't see the financial results, to keeping faith in what's coming in for you, for me.
Mm, mm. And what had you tried up to this point to try and solve that challenge?
So together, you mean?
Like with the trust side of things, like what did you try to do to solve that challenge?
Mm. So we I really tried to focus on what I've done already, so see proofs of what's possible. And with your help, like sometimes when the questions comes back in a negative way, how to shift them into more positive way to get positive response. That's how it works.
Mm,
So I think that's one of the big thing about this is how to reframe the questions to get better answers and see that you can you can make it, like I can do it anyway.
mm. That's super powerful. So I'd love to hear from you what did success look like to you coming into the program?
For me, there are two things. First one is was really to unlock the s- clients onboarding from out of nowhere, so socials or unknown persons. really get a process in place, so it's not like dependent of just punctual persons contacting me. Really having a process in place that I can repeat things and that would lead to more trust for me. So that's really the conversion of of this process. And the second one is really being successful for me is both having my business working well and that I can trust it can work, but as well me managing my personal confidence of that's okay if I spend time doing something else. So better managing my time and having the clarity in my mind to enjoy things personally. So going on activities, preparing my marathon and get time invested in it without much too big impact on my business.
Mm. Yeah, man. Because you took off like a fair bit of time with like the Olympics and like the marathon. And it was good to see like you still being able to operate a business around like your other life things. Like a lot of people have to say no to that, and it's cool that you get to operate like life
Yeah,
around that as well. So,
yeah, yeah, and especially the Olympics was great because that was very big dreams of mine to take part in it. And when I started my business 4 years ago, I wanted really to have a business in place so I can fully enjoy it. And I've been able to take 4 total weeks off of my business, and it didn't have much an impact on this.
mm, yeah, hell yeah, bro. Um, and how would you say that I helped you achieve the success that you've had? Like being able to take time off, being able to build a stronger following. Like I know your following's like blown up since coming on board. You're booking way more calls as well. So like what would you say that we did to achieve that success?
Oh, so many things. I would say first it was the quality um, of the tools and content you shared. So getting proper ads that runs well. So yeah, when we started to work together, I had 800 followers. I get there in 2 years, and now in 4 months, I was at like 2,800, so two 2,000 followers more. So yeah, really the concrete creation of the plan of the system. I started YouTube with you, so nurturing people differently. I think all of these new things, new way of doing things, helped me to feel some stimulation as well for getting involved in my business instead of repeating the same things and doing the same process that did not work. Or so that was good for that. Uh, Another thing I really appreciate was regularly during our calls, we go back on to numbers because numbers give information and we can work from there. And that's something I would not do alone at first, or I would see the numbers but do not interpret things from there and then adapt my plan. So that was very helpful.
Yeah.
And what you helped me with too was personal as well, with some limiting beliefs sometimes I was not aware of, or more than that, it was not only the beliefs but the emotions behind. Because you went with me, we took time to work on some emotions that may have been stuck because of personal experiences, and that had an impact, in fact, on how I I showed up in different areas in terms of contents, videos, or sales calls.
Mm. Hell yeah, bro. So, yeah, I think the emotional part is really missed. Like, I know we had like quite a few deep calls, right, where we had like quite a lot of emotional release, and I know that that was really helpful for you in those moments as well, which is cool.
Mm.
So what would you say the next 12 months looks like for you now that you're getting momentum, you're gaining momentum? Like we just reviewed, like I remember like when you first came to me, like we were booking like you were booking maybe like 3 calls a month, maybe not even that, and now it's like 3 calls a week. So, um, with the momentum that you're having, what do you think the next 12 months looks like for you?
Yeah, that's exciting. I still have the sometimes faith thing coming up because that's new. But I really believe in it. I've seen proof. I converted someone from out of nowhere, so that's a real proof that all the system works and that I can rely on it. Now it's still my job to make it work, to adapt, to make it evolve. But in the next 12 months, I really feel that I can step up in a much bigger impact. Like I can have a much bigger impact on persons in terms of volume, in terms of like quality of what I do, because now things are in place. We can improve it more and get more quality, more and create so much more, like just touching more individuals, creating groups.
Mm,
I love in-person events, like I love conferences, so I can create more of that. Professional partners as well, because I love the community thing. So I have really big plans of creating really not a momentum just at my level, but really on a development scale for
mm.
everyone.
Hell yeah, bro. Knowing what you know now, if you were to do your entire transformation again, what would you do differently?
Hmm. What would I do differently? I think what was helpful was to really do the alternative between inner work and outer work more, like coming back and forth into it. But as well being really listening to what is needed. So being able to adjust at a specific time, like what is really important at this time, and really work on the most important needle mover. I think that's the thing, maybe being more aware of that. And before we worked together, I think sometimes I was like 1 month doing something like really pushing it. And after getting my head up and was like, okay, I got some results, that's great, but I'm still feeling fear because I don't see the results I want. So just numbers of posts or just views or things like this are great numbers, but not really useful if you don't work on them to see where to improve. Because if you just
Mm.
keep doing the same thing, the numbers grows, but not your business. And I think, yeah, that would be more awareness on numbers and what I can do to improve.
Yeah, I see it a lot of the time. People don't even like track their numbers with a business. They're like, it's like, how much did you make last month? They're like, I don't know, like 2K, like they just don't know, right? Like they just
Mm.
don't know. Um, what would you say is your favorite part of the program, of the process?
Mm, I would say the yeah, the moment when we started to, for me, when I really started to get a new posture, because the very beginning it was about analyzing what I've been doing, so that's essential. And then we started, and I think the day I posted my first VSL, that was a very changing moment for me because it made me see myself as a really professional and really being able to sell myself, like just a video selling for me. And it requires more confidence and a posture of professional to be able to get this out so people can
Mhm.
sell themselves with this without you. And I think that has been for me really a great move with you because you helped me to process it, to create it. I think we took, because I needed some time to process that. And we took like 2 or 3 weeks at the very beginning. So we took some time to get this out. Uh, and you've been really patient with me on that because you've seen how I was facing this challenge. And so I really appreciated that. And then what we do every time when you adapt with my challenges and uh, never being judgmental. Like I really appreciate how you are direct on things because sometimes it's like uncomfortable, but that's needed because we need to face the things. But as well, you can adapt for when there are real challenges and just understanding, wow, okay, how we can do it anyway.
Mm, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, for anyone trying to achieve a similar level of success as yourself, what's one thing that they should avoid?
They should avoid definitely to lie to themselves, like feeling they are moving on because they are doing things, but without really looking at what they get out of this. So instead of focusing on the inputs, they should just view a level up on their outputs and let us see if that works with what they are looking for or not.
Yeah, I see that all the time. Like people like either jumping from like one thing to another, or like they're just constantly doing without like reflecting. And then it's like you don't have a feedback loop. It's like you just keep going and you end up like going down the wrong way rather than like something that could have actually helped you and worked. So there's
Mm,
definitely a good point as well. Like I know we figured out like based on like the experience that I had, but like with your DMs, like sending a testimonial as you're DMing people, and that worked better with booking calls compared to just doing it as is. So that was definitely cool. Um, can you give one piece of tough love advice to anyone who's listening that might be looking to jump on board with coming on board with coaching or getting help with similar things that you struggled? Like, what's one bit of tough love advice you'd give?
yeah, coaches need coaches because we know it. We are like we give external point of view to our clients, so we need to get external point of view as well if we really want to get to another level. And I think that's important to understand because yes, you can use your own tools on yourselves because you think like you're a coach for sure, but you have your area of expertise and you personally you have another area of expertise I didn't have, and that was really needed, like important for me to get yours and your experience, like all you've done with your clients. I didn't do it on myself, so it's not because you're a coach like you shouldn't or couldn't be coached because you just don't have all the experience of the world. So just admit it and accept that sometimes you need help as well.
Mm, yeah, I love that, bro. That's super powerful. Okay, with that said, dude, this has been awesome. Really appreciate you dropping in, giving some love, and I'm sure that this will be super helpful for somebody. But with that said, if people are interested in connecting with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me and contact me on Instagram directly, like at just.piche, and I can respond to them, no problem.
Okay, sweet stuff. With that said, if you guys are considering looking into diving into what we have to offer here over at NeuroProductivity, definitely just click the link below. Like the worst thing that can happen is we say no, you're not a good fit. Like we don't take on board everyone. Like Joss is a killer, everybody in the community is a killer. So if you strike yourself as somebody that wants to do some big stuff and you're an action taker, definitely lean in and click below, and we'll help you get out of your own way and step forward and build your business, same as Joss has done. All right, bro. That was super powerful. Really, really grateful for you. Yeah, I'm excited for this one to go out. I'll give it to my editor to have a play around with, but it shouldn't be too much to do.
Okay, yeah, no, I really want to thank you because I sometimes like it's been yeah very like hard or challenging, like because you are like at a level of productivity that's impressive and what you do and what you optimize in your life. I don't say I want to optimize everything the same way, but that's very inspiring because it's from the outside, it's like you're never down.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, as I told you one day, like at some point I felt like we could hang around together because I kind of reached same level, but not on every aspect. And but that's really inspiring, especially in down moments like last week. And I see like you're still moving, and I'm like, okay, I really want to get back there because I don't want to be too far from you or what you're because you're trying to bring me there. but that's my job to really follow you.
Yeah, bro. Gotta come through for sure. Come through to Bali. Like it's definitely a vibe, lad. And you can get to the same level as productivity as me and bro. Like I still have down days. Like today I was so fucking scattered. I was like trying to work out. I was in bed, bro, and I was like trying to meditate, and I was like, why am I so scattered? And then like I reflected, and I was like, oh, we had that really nice food last night that was super cheesy and super oily, and it's still
Mhm.
affecting you. And I was like, oh, that's the one. I was like, that's it. Like I was there, like, bro, this is why you're so scattered. And then I ended up going to a coffee shop as well and focusing there because I was trying to focus and I kept picking up my phone and I was like, nah, this isn't it. So it still happens, bro, but it's kind of like what do you do with a situation when you're feeling
Mm.
unproductive? Like what do you do? Like for me, I just change my environment, go to a different space, um, like go and do something new. So um absolutely within your wheelhouse. I know like people have said multiple times that like my level of productivity is a little intimidating, but like we'll get there. We'll absolutely get there with you. We've still got time. Still got time for you to up your productivity here. So